Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Good day and welcome to your 13th lecture of development communication. Dear students, as you know, this lecture is the continuation of previous lecture, that is lecture 12, where we studied paradigms for development and dominant paradigm. Today we will try to understand alternative paradigm and participatory paradigm. So without further ado, let's get right into alternative paradigm. Alternative paradigm evolves in 1960s, where a strong opposition to the dominant paradigm led to the emergence of an alternative theoretical module rooted in a political and economic perspective. The social scientists at that time criticized some of the core assumptions of dominant paradigm, mostly because it's implicitly put the responsibility and the blame for the cause of underdeveloped exclusively upon the recipient, mainly in dominant paradigm, neglecting external social, historical and economic factors. Now we will understand the main features of alternative paradigm. The first one is the consideration of cultural and traditional values in developmental process. Means on the road for development we have to consider the culture and tradition of a specific country, because it varies from culture to culture. Like United Kingdom culture and tradition are totally different from Pakistan and India. In the era of alternative paradigm, natural resources may not be exploited during the development process of a country, and keep environmental factor intact in preserving the health and nature. And the key feature of alternative paradigm is to keep the indigenous or old way of profit in their traditional communities. Like for example, in Islampur is in Swat, is known to make shawl with their hand. So keep their traditional income alive only in Islampur, not in the whole country. Alternative paradigm suggested the free flow of economic goods and services, that there should be exchange of goods and services from developed to developing countries and vice versa. And most important, the free flow of information should be ensured after the 9 non-aligned countries suggested New World Information and Communication Order, or NWICO for short, to avoid both influence of capitalism and communism. Now we'll come to the latest paradigm, that is participatory paradigm. After the failure and limitation in dominant and alternative paradigm, a new approach to development arises, which is participatory paradigm. This paradigm was encouraged by the social scientists around the world by the year 1998. The focus was on people participation and stakeholders in a development process. The social scientists of this paradigm suggested the grassroots level approach to development, and suggested that development is possible where the process of development is controlled by the communication specialist who knew the art of communication. That will make the development more a two-way rather than a one-way communication. And moreover, the paradigm also encourages a new dimension of interpersonal communication on a mass level. Like a slogan in Pakistan, "Bachche do hi acche. It means that 2 kids are enough. It is a mass message, but it is discussed on an interpersonal level by a lady health worker to the newly wed couple about their family planning. Now we come to the key features of participatory paradigm. The first one is the focus should be on people participation, and then we can be developed as a nation. The second one is the paradigm is less political and less economical. Social domination, like if you want to enforce women education, that should ensure positive and meaningful result in a long run or be sustainable. UN Millennium Development Goals were presented for development process, which we will study in the upcoming lectures. In participatory paradigm, make sure a participatory or two-way communication to bring about development. The development process should be controlled by communication specialists who knew the art of communication. In participatory paradigm, more focus was given to environment and public health. In participatory paradigm, uses less political and economical approach for development. The role of receiver or audience should be active in development process. Grassroots level of development was appreciated, as well as the involvement of stakeholders were appreciated. Beside corporate communication like advertisement and mass communication, a new dimension of interpersonal communication on a mass level was encouraged in participatory paradigm. The biggest aim was to bring prosperity with reducing the poverty and hunger. More importance was given to health related issues, especially kids and mothers. In participatory paradigm, globalization was glorified for development process. In participatory paradigm, it also enabled children to get educated and adults to earn. And last but not the least, above all, the development that we do should be sustainable, should be for a long run. I hope you understand both alternative and participatory paradigm. And if you didn't, then do let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much.